I'm ready to go. Is it on? Yes, looks like it's on. All right. I am on live. Yeah. Whoever's out there, hello. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah. And today I'm gonna help share, like I always do, share about the relationship of planetary recapitulation, how redemption takes place. There's a science involved in it, and science is the incarnation of the bodhisattva. Yeah, and the activities are behind the scenes. So, and about 9/10 of my activities are that's it. Yeah, just that. Yeah, so that you don't get much known for that. Yeah, a whole lifetime could pass by and no one even knows you're around. Yeah, because you just like that. And honest to God, that's pretty much how I am. Yeah, So, but I do effectively do my work just by incarnating, just by be presently incarnated. I do that. So, out of that, I transmit and I educate and I create consciousness and I create the ability for people after a long period of time to find me. Yeah, and begin a process of some education, and a lot of it is not direct physical. Yeah, is more I'm there, but they can't see me. So it's more just transmission, and they find themselves near the location I'm at, but they're not really near me. But they're getting a lot to go on. And they really think I'm right there, and why don't I show myself, and all that kind of stuff goes on. So the influence of that, after a while, creates a transmission to where I can actually ground out and give teachings, physically give teachings. But a lot of times I have to incarnate and go through the process of what it is humanity can't get through. Those first two initiations inside the Dark Lodge. So I incarnate as a person known as Milarepa. And I'm the average poor guy in Tibet who is in an average family who's under the horrible process of slavery, and being owned by your landowner. And you will never get ahead. Nothing will ever be good for you. And the worst is that your uncle is your landowner. That's the worst. And that was my case. So my mother was really upset. My father died because of it. And left us in more poverty. In a harder place. And I was the oldest child. And being a boy, I was the only one that could do something about it. And her idea was for me to go into the Bon and learn magic and put spells on these people and curse them to end what they're doing, or at least make them pay for what they're doing in the way that she thought. This is how we do it in Buddhism. And what else? I mean, you can't think much. There are no guns. There's nothing. What can you do to stop these people? You can't gather other people and go up against them. So it's a really terrible process. And the options are even worse. So I'm set off as early as possible to what's known as a master, Kempo, who's really great at what he does in ceremony and everything, and very respected. So, and I'm very diligent and very, I really want to do my best. So I practice everything he says. I do everything he says. I focus upon the way he says and everything, and it has outcome. And I learned that there are such things as, using will, using words, using focus, using things, And only at 19 years old, I come out of that, And my mother, all she wants is for me to use what I learned, And she puts me up against corners. I'm trying to use debate. I'm trying to use negotiation and turning them into Buddhist. I want to do it my way. I want to do it. It might take longer. but the suffering and the pressure, pushed me into practicing what Kempo taught me, and I carried out the exact ceremony, he taught me to do, and it worked, and it was horrible. Yeah, people died. Yeah, and I never did it again. Yeah, and it still affects me. Yeah, because it's what you learn. And now I have to turn and teach that. And the same group of Kempos are so pissed off at me, that they even though I did everything in the right White Lodge way, and all I would focus on was the specific teachings of Buddha, and just meditate on that, and practice harmlessness, because I knew the degree of what's out there and what spells. I mean, imagine every living human being has a spell in them, and I was just walked into the process, and it overwhelmed me. It still does. Yeah. So I focused, and created enough energy inside myself by turning away from the Dark Lodge. Because once you get under a Kempo, you're almost possessed. Yeah, you're there for their use. Yeah, and you need to carry out what you've been taught, or they're going to kill you with their dark forces. So every day was a battle, against this process. And my process was to come out of it without any anger, without anything. Yeah, just get through daily, trying to eat, trying to sleep, just get through the 24 hours. Yeah, knowing that all of this evil force is going on. Yeah, so I finally, at around 40 years old, I have a couple students, and I am in contact with a really good master. Yeah, and we're very attuned to each other, and we have a direct lineage to Vajradhara, and I'm recognized as a Tuku in that relationship. Yeah, so that changes everything for me. Yeah, and it fosters the element of me passing this transmission on from what I received on to another person. It created a new way to stop the Dark Lodge, which transmission. Yeah, and but it requires each Rinpoche an enormous amount of commitment, in every life, to know that they are the barrier between light and dark. Yeah, there's nothing else. Yeah, so the ones that I took into relationship, I furthered to go to America. And this is where we landed. The Grand Canyon. We landed in Tillamook, Oregon. Yeah. A large mass of Buddhist monks. Yeah. We landed in Tillamook, Oregon, in very early 600. And we created one of the largest caverns cities on Earth. And it's still there. And to us, it was Shambhala. And it's where all the masters came. Yeah, life after life. And they incarnated there. And they reincarnated there. And it went on for quite a while. Yeah, until America was to become America. Yeah, and we had to leave. Yeah. And we left behind the cave and all the elements of all the ceremony and all the things of our lives are in that cave. Yeah, so it's radiating like crazy. Those who make that commitment to be willing to live in a cave and not go out on Earth. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine, these people did not go outside. Yeah. They lived inside the Earth. Yeah. Yeah. A really big place. Really big place. And at the entrance, this is what was at the entrance. Yeah. Still there today. Yeah. Yeah, and that's obviously Buddha. Yeah, and that's the core of what's there, is the place in which I chose to bring people, and all the way from all around the world, during the process of initiating Buddhism on Earth. So we then did this at the same time. We spread Buddhism from 500 BC, before Christ, yeah, through 600, yeah, and that's when we showed up in America. Yeah, we'd already spread. We're already grounded. We've got monasteries, temples, we've got regents, we've got practice going on. It's very big, very, very big. Yeah. But then we left and went to America, and we established underground. Didn't want to affect anything. Didn't want to bring about a new religion, a new culture, or anything like that. We just wanted to continue what we were doing. But we brought in the relationship of Egypt and the pyramids. Yeah, so when you go in there, you'll find Egyptian relics, yeah, amongst Buddha and Shiva. Yeah, yeah, so it's a pretty trippy scenario. Yeah, that's part of America. Yeah, and it was there. Imagine 600. Yeah, all the way to about, I think it was around 1250. Was the time to leave. Yeah, completely. Yeah, and then that began the reintroduction of enormous amounts of powerful incarnations in Tibet. Yeah. And it surfaced the process of a world realization, a world consciousness. Yeah. People not just from India or China or Asia, but these were also people from Egypt and from Israel. Yeah, yeah. All the masters from all around the world, yeah, were represented there, and all their architecture, all their cultural understanding that went with their spirituality was there and is there. Yeah, and it is miles inside there. Hello, everybody. What is that? How about that? Oh, right. So I am going to teach today on the relationship of the teacher, why it's known as Guru Rinpoche, why it's known. There, got it. I pushed the wrong button. This is live. There we are. Hi. Okay. Yeah. So. It's about transmission, yeah? So, and gathering, and communication that isn't lost, yeah? We live in a community. We live in Shambhala, yeah? It's just completely not part of history. There's nothing written about it in any books, yeah? It's designed that way. It's set that way, yeah? So it could be just a power of influence in long lives, and that's all that's instilled. Just the influence of prayer and the influence of life, you know, by the thousands of people inside this thing. Yeah? Yeah. So that empowerment, that influence that goes on inside there is part of the magnetic healing influence that people have when they become a healer. You know, it's radiatory, magnetic, and pranic. Yeah? So when we got to the point to where I had students that were able to reach that magnetic healing ability, yeah, it was important for them to be a relic after they die, yeah, they are now embodying the blessing of their guru, and all the way to God. Yeah, there's a direct connection between heaven and earth. Yeah, now in this person, in this body, not a special person, just light that has been permeated due to magnetic healing that's coming through the Lord, and the person is so at grace in the process and in the moment with another person or another thing that magnetic energy is flowing, just spontaneously flowing. Yeah, yeah. So that's what goes on inside the Grand Canyon today. Yeah, that influence of strong magnetic healing force is sitting there, and all their relics are sitting there. So everything all these tukus are doing, everybody, whatever everybody's doing, they do have a sanctuary, a temple, for tens of thousands of people that lived in the earth, in the Grand Canyon. Yeah? And that enormous amount of magnetic energy that is there is never been touched, never been harassed by Dark Lodge, never been, anything. It's clear and pure. And even when the FBI and the CIA and the government got there, they realized this was such a holy event. They sealed it. And they won't let anybody know where it's located. And nothing's been touched. Nothing's been taken out and put in a museum. Nothing. Yeah. Because of the understanding. When they go in, they read it. It tells you, hey, this is what this is. Do not touch it. Leave us alone. We reincarnate, we're still here. That kind of information was very clearly written in that process. Yeah. So, in my work, when I come and reincarnate in Tillamook and then go through the process and go on to Tibet and go through recapitulation, I go through recapitulation from above down. Yeah. And everybody else goes this way. Yeah, and I go this way. Yeah, I come down and I sit immediately on a throne. Yeah, I don't go anywhere else. Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, that's not normal. It's not. But when it does happen, it reconnects all the temples and all the souls of humanity. Yeah, all of our work, all of our past, it reconnects it. I explain that to Shamar Rinpoche, that, if I'm recognized and the influence is moved and I'm able to put together a pyramid and do all these things, then I, through transmission, can activate everything. Yeah, but nothing can be activated unless I activate it. Yeah, and totally good on that one, he says, So that's the process. Yeah, the more times I'm enthroned correctly, yeah, the more times this gets activated. Because each and every one of those lineages are blocked from the Dark Lodge from that day on. Blocked. Nobody can ever incarnate, take over, no government, no country, no person, nothing can affect the relationship from that seat and all things manifested in that seat on. Yeah, nothing. It's just the way it is. Yeah. So that's why it was important by the year 2000 for me to be, not for me to know, hey, I got to get enthroned really fast, But I knew that it's going to happen at that time because that's the time where humanity flips. They go from one age to another age. Yeah, from what is the previous age, whether it be a Kali Yuga or whether it be an age of the Dark Age or any age you want to call it. Yeah. Where this one comes into the golden age. Yeah? People actually get to feel the influence of the crown chakra. Imagine, here comes the Lord, and where does he go? He sits on a throne. What happens? He gets crowned. Whoa, what does that do? That eliminates all false prophets and all false teachers and everything that could go wrong from going wrong. Does that make sense? Yeah? So it was really important for me to experience and see it come about because it was important because the planet was ready to go into major Holocaust. A very disastrous, everybody thinking negative. Oh, let's turn our clocks off at 2000 because all the computers are going to shut down. and all our banking system's not going to work, and all these things that require a computer wasn't supposed to work after that day, but yet they all worked. Yeah, nothing went wrong. And they're just going, well, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I guess we fixed it. Yeah, and then the Mayan calendar comes. Holy crap! That was a big one. Everybody was laying down on that one. But nothing happens, except for me. It's an externalization process, and it's not directly related to those things, but on the negative mind, in the Dark Lodge, the ceremonies of invoking and doing the things to create those dark, disastrous outcomes are constantly going on, so they have expectations, but then there's the White Lodge, and it's in process of blowing out all those expectations. So as long as I witness the fact that Tibet grabs me, enthrones me just before the year 2000, 1999, from Bhutan of all things, that's the #1 position for Padmasambhava. So for that to happen, that was just overwhelmingly perfect in the empowering process of transmission. Because that's where transmission begins. With all the students, whether it be the relationships of the Gelugpa sect or any sect in Tibetan Buddhism, its founder is Padmasambhava. So for me to go from that enthronement then to the enthronement as the reincarnation of Padmasambhava was within 1 year, an overwhelming reality for humanity. Even though it's not on the news or anything, But it is a process within the cycle of our clock. And that, as it continues going like that, that means the outcome of all things that anybody projects to be going wrong, you could just completely forget them. Because everything is being replanned, redone. All elements are resurfaced through the Lord and put back on earth on a daily level. Daily. So nothing stays with the Dark Lodge. Everybody goes through redemption. Does that make sense? And that's the science of redemption. But it really is a science. It requires the bodhisattva. And the bodhisattva's got to go through all this crap. Does that make sense? Then it's got to get other people to agree to go through the same amount of crap for a long period of time. Does that make sense? Because I can show you in the Grand Canyon, a whole lot of people hung out there for nearly 1,000 years. That's a long time. We're hardly even 200, 300 years old here in America. So this influence of recapitulation is an influence of people being able to surface healing abilities. Abilities that people don't know they have. So I put out the etheric weaver. That creates the ability for people to begin the process of magnetic healing. Then there's pranic healing. Then there's radiatory healing. So by putting out the etheric weaver, people who are connected in relationship to the past, and they are now influenced as though their body is a talisman, would have a real strong connection to these weavers. Does that make sense? Because we're not the body. We're made up of the Holy Spirit. If we go through this and take refuge, whether it's 1,000 years ago or now, it's going to click. Does that make sense? I hope so. Because it's not like it matters whether or not it makes sense in you. It is just a matter of fact. It is the way the science of redemption works. Okay. So the invocation evocation is the process of activating the form that's next, which is pranic healing. So pranic healing is where you actually can move the influence of Kundalini safely. And that allows more prana to activate into things, into people. And that's where consciousness comes from. Not from magnetic healing, but from pranic healing. But you don't get consciousness with understanding without radiatory healing. You don't get that. You have to have all three. And those are things that I could do. That's why I do the transmission. So every time people grow and heal and begin, they use the tools, they listen to the music, they're developing these spontaneous abilities that they don't really believe in yet. to be a healer. Yeah? To not just be the one who receives transmission, but the one who allows transmission to pass through them. Does that make sense? Yeah? I hope so. Yeah? 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 So by invocation, evocation, this allows us to move through onto the radiatory side of things. And that affects the Dalai Lama. That affects whether or not priests out there can continue what they're doing and the laws are continued. Because this goes first ray, third ray, close down the second ray. Yeah? Those 3 rays of the Holy Spirit are the rays that they're messing with that's keeping people from being able to witness this, to know this, and allow them to be stopped. Yeah? Where we feel confident in ourselves. We have more second ray. Right now, we could, if we get back our ray energies from these evil forces, if we get back our ray energy, the only one we're going to get back really is the second ray. But the ones that we get back first is third ray. So we get all antsy and all freaked out and we want to do something about it, or we get the first ray energy in ourselves and we get all upset and we get all angry and we want to do something about it, but it requires the second ray to do something about it. Yeah? You got to get the military, you got to get the government, you got to get people to stand up, take all 3 rays and walk in there. Does that make sense? The government has to stop them as a government. The military has to walk in as a military and take down their military. All weapons down. Okay, now next stage. Does that make sense? It's not about, making laws and taking 10,000 years to finally come across a way to get to records behind the Pope or the activities that go behind the scene in this thing. It's through radiatory healing, the power of radiatory healing, that gives people the will, that gathers the other 2 rays, that gives us the Holy Spirit to know we need to take action now. This is evil. It could be even satanic. And if we do this correctly, without any anger or anything like that, we could be dispelling something that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Yeah? And causing no harm whatsoever. Just walk in, unveil it, and see what you see. Find what you find. Yeah? They say they're going to unveil the name of God. In the Bible it says only Satan is working to unveil the name of God, so that they can have that name to put a spell upon that name. That's in the Bible. So whoever is saying, which it is the Catholic Church, that they have the name of God and they're going to make it publicly known, and they're saying that, and I'm not kidding, that's a very bad time for humanity. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so let's pray. Okay, I'm going to do 3 of these bowls, and we're going to do 2 invocation, 2 of the pujas, and I'm going to be using 3 of the bowls while doing it. So just do the Om with me. Okay, just close your eyes, relax. Repeat after me. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad. To guide me into the right activity in the plan. To clarify and stimulate my mind. To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions. To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body. So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One. All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Take a deep breath.
Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May humanity of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all mankind be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us do our part. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of mankind. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and come say, Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of mankind awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of the woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. I invoke the archangels of heaven. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of mankind. let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of mankind. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, a purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of mankind, let the plan of love and light work out. And may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. The sons of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not to hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form, and let life and all events and bring forth to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come in insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavage be gone. Let love prevail. Let all mankind love.
Okay, just relax. Okay, open your eyes. So the work that I do is always transmission. Yeah, I'm. If they pick me up at 9 years old, I would be the same person that they would see at 90 years old. Yeah, I was the same person they saw before I incarnated. Yeah, that's how they know me. Yeah, make sense? Yeah, I'm very recognizable, very, very recognizable. You know, but I'm also transmission. Yeah, so I don't live a life like most Rinpoches. I don't live a life like gurus out there or anything like that. I do my own way of doing it, and I do it through transmission, and I do it through a very high process of metatronics, yeah, a science that illuminates the inner parts of the being of a person, all the way to the cells, all the way to their consciousness, all the way to their emotions. It creates the soul. Yeah, it creates what you call the soul. Yeah, and it's my thought form building. Yeah, my wishes, my seeing, my impression of how the world is and what everything is, and all that I have going through my mind is a constant formula, not a intellectual thing, but because I'm radiatory, because I'm a healer, and because I'm magnetic and pranic, that energy doesn't just sit, yeah? It goes through transmission, but it passes through my monad. It passes through all my vehicles. Yeah? So I receive everything out of this earth, and it comes through my vehicles. Everybody, everything passes through my vehicles, yeah? So my process of transmission isn't so much I'm like radiating out and you've got to be picking it up. I'm doing it inside, yeah, because you're inside me, yeah. It's not the way most people think, or even that I have to touch you, or get near you, or things like that, yeah. I can do my work this way, but I spend my time temple building, yeah. I make temple music. Yeah, I build temples. I put myself inside of a temple and I play that music. Yeah, and that's how I live my life, because I'm working in order to create a ceremonial magic that allows me to respond to these things. Being in a pyramid, listening to my pujas, I'm responding to that rather than just sitting around watching flies, or seeing, flowers grow. Yeah. I'm creating a construct of invocation, evocation, that will bring through thought form building to change the world and manifest the soul. Yeah, my songs, my everything that I do is the science that creates the soul. Yeah, it's not. God requires this. Yeah, technique, masterfulness. Yeah. A Shambhala ability, and it's not in the psychic side of things and just an invisible process. It's an active process, that creates. Yeah. So everywhere I go, I do this sort of thing. Yeah. Like whether I'm in Kathmandu, I'm in the same situation. I'm sitting right here. Yeah. I'm not doing this because I want you to think that I'm on a throne seat. This is what I do, whether you're here or not. I sit on top of the roof doing this. I sit in a cave doing this. I sit in a chair watching the TV. I'm doing this. Yeah. At all times, I'm doing this. Yeah. And then I don't just do it there. I go around the world and set it up to where I'm known, so well known, so spiritually well known, that, my activities of being the person who sits in a pyramid and prays for the world and raises the world up single-handedly through my consciousness as Buddha reincarnating. You know, I establish, and they know I establish, the only ability for them to be blessed out of what just took place, to be healed from it. Magnetic healing, pranic healing, radiatory healing. Yeah? So put me in a stupa and radiate out. It's the perfect thing for Buddha Maitreya. Yeah? It's part of my science. I created these stupas. They're called pyramids. Yeah? And so everything, no matter where I'm at, this is what I do. So I'm pretty much recognized for that. I go to India and I get recognized in a great big pyramid system. But in reality, you don't know that I'm actually stopping the process of what happened in Bhagwan's scenario and what happened in Sai Baba's scenario. These people have signs of Bhagwan and Sai Baba all over this monastery, hoping and praying they're going to reincarnate, yeah, so they can recognize them and bring them back out. That's what they're doing there. Yeah? So I walked in, and I'm taking care of that crap. You know, they give me all kinds of awards, global conference. You know, as they're telling people, commit. You can only commit if you're vegetarian. And then another lady is saying, I'm breatharian, and that's the highest way. Can you believe this? They're leading you to die. Yeah? They're pushing to find out just how freaking fanatic are you. You can follow all the lunar lords in this little place. Yeah? Does that make sense? This is not a recruiting area. This is a teacher's institute of Dark Lodge. Yeah? A teacher's institute. Yeah? I go in, do what I do. I even ask them, would you allow me to play my pujas in your pyramid and you not do anything else? Because you call this a Buddha Maitreya pyramid. And I'm Buddha Maitreya. You know? So let's stop. Let's just do this. I'll give you all the tapes, I'll give you solar forms, I'll give you etheric weavers. I'll even put an orb on top of your pyramid, and I'll situate your pyramids correctly, as long as you'll do what I say. I don't think so. No, it doesn't fit our program. Yeah, they can't make money that way. Yeah, they gotta have lecturers come in, and they gotta rent the hall, and they gotta bring their people, and they've gotta have these events in order to turn the wheel. Yeah, so nevertheless, I'm in there, and I did puja, and I'm going back. Yeah, and the process is going to get more and more extreme. But I will stop the process, because this is a really big group of influence that if it was to really take hold, it would put a lot of people into more delusions of grandeur and inertia and keep them from Christ and just move them toward their own self-deluded fanaticism of being a breatharian or being a super rock star pyramid archaeologist, or all the things that they're deluded in thinking. Well, I'm sitting there, the guy who created this pyramid, who teach all the masters, and they're going on doing what they're doing like a bunch of idiots. All I could do was sit there and close my eyes and meditate through the whole entire thing. Yeah, that's all I did. Yeah, only time I opened my eyes when they asked me to talk. Yeah, I got up, I said what I had to say, which wasn't something they necessarily wanted to hear, Then I sat back down. And they started giving me all these big old, things, saying honorary this and, oh, great, thanks for coming. But the truth is, that people are very effectively moved by this delusionary process of vegetarianism, as a quick fix, as a surefire way to secure your secure relationship to spirituality and your soul and your actions. You can slap your wife, but you can't eat meat. Yeah? You can act like an asshole, but you can't eat meat. Yeah? Maybe you'll stop acting like an asshole if you stop eating meat. I mean, what? Just stop acting like an asshole. Yeah? That's it, right? Yeah? 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 So that's not necessarily how it goes in the sixth ray process. It's very oriented toward the solar plex, to keep the solar plex focused and thinking that you have to subjugate yourself to something very unnatural, because for you to be spiritual is unnatural, and your natural quality is to be animalistic creature that goes around harming people and things. That's what they're telling you. That's your natural side of things. Now you need to get rid of all that. Stop sex. Stop eating meat. Yeah, make sense? Yeah, just stop. Yeah, it won't make you holy. Yeah, as though that's going to do it. Yeah, so it's God in the machine. And the process of God in the machine is using every single thing that is the teachings. It uses that, reinterprets it, and puts it back into God in the machine. Yeah, and everybody can join, and everybody's a master. Yeah, in this place, everybody's a master. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. Yeah. So the process of humanity is more about the reality of being able to accept the reality that the soul is in a state of creation. Yeah, that the soul is the will of God. It's not about my soul or anything like that. It's the will of God. It's not my will. Yeah? Anything of me that takes place, I'm about the most innocent person you'll ever imagine. Because I only have a little fraction of the reason as to why I might be there, a reason as to why I might do what I'm doing. But it doesn't come together until it's happening. And then it's like, oh, wow, this is a trip. People, places, things, all that, completely, nope. No, because that's God in the machine. And I do not have knowledge. No one in the hierarchy has knowledge of such things. It's all in your group realities. And we all just telepathically are attracted together through dharma and God's will. And the other way is that it's all separated and we're pushed apart, and we have no idea that the will of God even exists, and we think that will is our will. Yeah? Our expectations and all of our actions and everything that goes with it. Yeah? So the influence of being able to help people move into receiving those three emanating qualities, the magnetic and the pranic and the radiatory, has everything to do with people slowing down their throat chakra. Yeah. So by doing meditation or choosing, Buddhism, the practice of choosing, think before you act, think before you talk. Yeah. Put it in category. Like not just talk, bang, bang, pop, pop, bang, bang. Yeah. It's like, think about it for a minute. Settle in it, and then a lot of times it just kind of like fizzles away, and things that are really happening in the moment take its place. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I believe that in the practice of Buddhism, there's two worlds. One is dharma, one is karma. Yeah. This one's in your brain, intellectually going, and it's picking it up because it's all about you and things around you. That goes on like that. But this one over here has to do with the possibility that God has a plan for you. Yeah, that may be go to the bathroom. Yeah, inside you need to go to the bathroom. So you get more sensitive and more in response to nature. Because the other side, the intellectual side, makes you not go to the bathroom until it's way too late, or makes you all these different things because your timing has to do more with your solar plex and getting it done, because it's so third ray, so many hundreds of activities in that solar plex are going on. Does it make sense? Yeah, and all of it doesn't have anything to do with anything. It just is energy in motion. Yeah, energy in motion. Yeah, so it just exists. Yeah? So I created Buddhism so people could understand that we could heal that if we just relax and not express it, but think on it. Just relax and see how it goes. And then I taught this to Lopa, and then be in the moment, relax, take it easy, see how it goes, see what comes up next, So he go, well, but it's not, and I said, just calm down, don't say anything. And he goes, really, yeah, don't think either. He's totally flipping out, and he's known for this. He's the guy who teaches this stuff, yeah. But he's not the guy who taught him that. Yeah? Does that make sense? So it is something everyone has to learn. And he learned real well. And he gave a very good, responsible teaching to that. Yeah? But it's the most difficult thing, is practicing Buddhism. It really is. Because you're falling in love with God. You're not letting go of anything. You're open your arms, rather than stand there, it's got to happen this way, and you got all these ideas, and, does that make sense? Where the soul wants to express, but it ain't you. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah? So, just regards a little Buddhism. Just relax, take it easy, it's okay. Okay, enjoy, thanks.